Accio Nostalgia. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Wizarding Wiz. So the other day I was on the internet and I was scouring for some new information or really anything. I love reading up on anything new with the Harry Potter world, and I came across this really interesting short but fun little article over on Pottermore about characters that kind of had a one-off there, you know, the first time we met them in the Philosopher's Stone, and we haven't really heard much about them or from them since. And so I thought it would be fun to kind of take a little trip down memory lane and maybe see what some of these characters are up to. And I figured I'll make a little two-part mini-series out of this, and we'll do like creatures one day and people the next. And so this is part one. And what better way to start off our nostalgic journey than with everybody's favorite Sybaris. That's right, guys. I'm talking about Fluffy. How could anybody forget that ferocious but lovable, gigantic three-headed dog of Hagrid's that he says he got off a Greek chappie in a pub, and of course lent him to Dumbledore to guard the trapdoor that led to the Philosopher's Stone's final hiding place. And Fluffy did a great job at his job, other than his tendency to fall asleep if you played him a little bit of music, but hey, who doesn't get drowsy when you're listening to a harp? I mean, come on. So after Fluffy completed his job of guarding the trapdoor to the Philosopher's Stone, what happened to him when Dumbledore and Nicholas Flamel decided to destroy the stone? Dumbledore made sure that Fluffy made a safe return back to his home country of Greece, where I think it's safe to assume he is living out a long and happy life guarding some other mysterious magical object. You go, Fluffy. Good boy. And speaking of gigantic creatures roaming around a school, who can forget the mountain troll that Professor Quirrell found in the dungeons? Found. More like let in, right? Yes, that wonderfully smelly, horrible, angry, mean mountain troll standing about 12 feet tall and dumber than a bag of hammers. You guys know the one I'm talking about, the one that Harry and Ron accidentally locked in the girls' bathroom with Hermione and then had to go and rescue Hermione from by Harry jumping on its back and shoving his wand up its nose, and Ron managing to pull off a wonderful Wingardium Leviosa spell to lift the club up and knock the troll out with its own club, and thereby solidifying the friendship that would last for generations between Harry and Ron and, of course, Hermione. And so what happened to this troll who forged this great friendship that would go on to save the wizarding world in the future? Well, we don't actually know. It doesn't say, but I like to assume that Dumbledore either set him free in the Forbidden Forest, because there's all types of creatures in there anyway, or up to the mountains on the other side of the village where Sirius was staying, which is maybe even how Dumbledore found the cave that Sirius stayed in, and presumably the troll found himself a troll wife or troll husband, or maybe even became friends with the troll that was guarding the Philosopher's Stone. Either way, I like to think that he lived a happy and doleful troll life. And now, to my third and final creature, provided yet again by the lovable half-giant Rubeus Hagrid, is of course everybody's favorite dragon, Norbert. Now, as we know, Hagrid wins Norbert as an egg from a stranger in a pub in a game of cards. He then takes it home and places it in the fire in his cabin, where Harry, Ron, and Hermione, as well as Hagrid, witness the birth of a dragon. After some back and forth where Hermione points out that Hagrid lives in a wooden house, and Hagrid's justification is, well, he's only a baby, and Ron comes out with, well, he's gonna get bigger. And isn't that the truth? After only a few weeks, we find out just how big Norbert can get, and how quickly. And so, with much effort and convincing, they finally managed to get Hagrid to agree to send Norbert off to live in Romania with Ron's older brother, Charlie, who works with dragons there. Now, of course, these shenanigans resulted in tensions all around for Harry, Hermione, Neville, who was in the wrong place, wrong time, and, of course, most deservingly, Draco Malfoy. But then, after Norbert takes off, that's the last we hear of Norbert until 3 years later, in the Goblet of Fire, when Charlie, along with his crew, bring dragons to Hogwarts for the Triwizard Tournament, one dragon for each champion. And Hagrid, who brung along a Madame Maxine and an invisible Harry, asks Charlie how Norbert was doing, and Charlie responds with a, "You mean the Norwegian Witchback? Oh, we call her Norberta now." And Hagrid is astounded to find out that Norbert is actually a girl, and I'm assuming, though it's not mentioned, also a proud mother dragon. So guys, how did you enjoy our nostalgic trip down memory lane? Was it as fun for you to hear about as it was for me to read? I really hope it was. I tried to make it more exciting and more fun for everybody to enjoy. There will be a part 2 to this video of other characters that we only see or hear about slightly in the very first series. So make sure you subscribe so that you can keep up on that, and watch any of my other videos by clicking any of the cards here. And of course guys, if you like this video, please go ahead and leave a thumbs up on it. It really helps the channel out. And that's all I have for you today guys. So until next time, stay safe and watch out for those Dementors.